Hi, I'm Teresa from Capturing the Charmed Life. I'm a homeschool mom of 10 years, 4 children, and I've been blogging for about 5 years. And this is my daughter, Rachel.
Hi.
Tell me about yourself, Rachel.
I am a 13-year-old teenager, and I am homeschooled.
So that would be the goal of this discussion today, is to learn a little bit more about what it's like to be a teenager in homeschool. So tell me about your interests, Rachel.
I really like to dance. I'm very interested in ballet and contemporary. And I also really like to act. Well, yeah, I'm pretty interested in acting, not the biggest, but I also really like singing.
Yeah, and you've got a YouTube channel, Rachel Christiana.
Yes.
So in your spare time, you're making videos and editing videos and writing videos.
Yeah.
And your natural talent there.
Thank you.
Yeah. So tell me about your normal day in the life experience outside the extracurriculars.
Do you mean like my routine?
Yeah, your routine.
So I usually just do a little bit of a routine in the morning, get up, blah, face wash, stuff like that, really simple. And then I'll just start off with my studies pretty much right away. Then we'll take a break, more studies. Yeah.
Do you have a dress code?
No.
No dress code?
Not really. I mean, like, wear clothing, but like, otherwise, no.
Yeah, I think I have a dress code. It's called yoga pants. Yeah, I try to get out of that dress code into something a little fancier, like blue jeans. So I can go clean up the chickens, feed the chickens, say hi to the dog in the morning.
The dog.
Yes. We live outside of town, so our drive to extracurriculars is a little longer than some. Although,
it is.
Yeah, we live in a small town, so our 20-minute drive into town is actually a very quiet drive versus a lot of people's experiences living in the city. They could easily be driving 40 minutes in traffic. But tell me about what it's like to be differently, to live outside of town, to live on a homestead with chickens and a dog and lots of trees and snow.
Yeah. Yes. I think it's a little bit hard to get to extracurriculars on time and to be able to hang out with friends more. That gets a little difficult because I don't have any friends who actually live outside of town or of the town that we live close to. It definitely does make it a little bit harder and not able to hang out with them as much, but it's pretty fun to be able to live far away. I personally would rather live in town because I like more of the city and buzz, but
yeah, the city vibe. Yeah, for sure. So tell me then, if you were in town, what would you be doing?
Right now, it's still school,
well,
but
right now you'd be in school.
I don't know. I think I would definitely hang out with friends more. I'd be able to go shopping more, like do more things that are on different timing because of where I live. It's not as easy to get to different extracurriculars that a lot of my other friends do because of the times. So yeah. I feel I could do more of those.
So your extracurricular time is often spent in the afternoons and sometimes in the evenings in town.
Definitely in the evenings.
Yeah,
yes.
But we can mix things up a bit because our schedule is more open and we can decide how we're doing it. So our Mondays are very different than the rest of our week's days.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
So on Mondays, it starts bright and early, 6 a.m. Just kidding. Actually, it used to last year. I usually wake up and then we'll go get ready and then we can go to this play that we do, and we've done that for a pretty long time. That's pretty interesting and very interesting to do. So we do that from like 9 to 12, and then after that I'll take a little bit of a break and do some studies and like a lunch break, but doing studies the whole time. And then I will go to a dance class that I help out in TA and choir.
And choir after that. And so then we are home at about 6:40 at night.
Yeah. Yes. 9 a.m. to 6:40.
Yes. And that is our one
Earlier,
big,
8:30.
Well, that's my one big day out. You actually have dance classes all weekend or week long.
Yeah.
2 or 3 other nights a week.
The whole week.
Yeah, the whole week. And then sometimes right till 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
You've got things to do in town. So you've actually...
2 of the classes.
Yeah. So
yeah,
when you're not here, you're in town. And yeah, finding things to fill in the gaps when you're
Definitely,
in town.
yeah.
So
Quite
tell
busy.
me, what is it like, your routine at home, your academic routine? How do you feel, you rub shoulders with an awful lot of schooled kids, because in our town, we are unusual in that there's a lot fewer homeschooled kids compared to the school children. And the way that we homeschool, there's two ways to do it in this province, and the way we homeschool is also another step from even typical homeschooling. So tell me what your experience is when you rub shoulders with the school children.
Do you mean like hanging out with them?
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know what it means.
Do you feel like there's a difference? Can you tell? Does it mean anything?
No, not really. I don't have a lot of other of public school, I would say, friends, because they always have their busy things, and I haven't really liked many of them that I've met. But I do have a couple friends that I see every Wednesday, and I really like them. They're definitely very interesting to talk to.
Oh, that's
And
great.
nice.
So being homeschool versus non-homeschool doesn't really influence how you make friends.
No, it doesn't. It definitely changes the timing you make the friends. So I'm obviously not making the friends with the public school kids when they're in school and I am. But yeah, I'll find ways.
So when I'm asked the question, what about socialization? I think people think that you are locked downstairs in, the basement.
I am.
Yeah. This is all a cry for help. Downstairs, and you're just doing your Saxon math textbook for 3 hours. And then you have to play outside with your bird friends.
Yeah, I'm Snow White. No, I actually kind of look like her, actually. But no.
Red and white.
Yeah, she has blue on though. No, it definitely not like that. It's pretty much just doing school at home. It's like not different at all, except that there's 20 less kids in the class, and 2 that you see 24/7, and you gotta do it in your bed. It's not different. I've been told that I do more school than public school children by a lot of random people. I don't even know who, but just people. So yeah, it's not really different.
Don't tell her that.
What?
Okay, it's true that we are able to concentrate more academics into our day, and part of it's because there's fewer interruptions. Part of it is because it's just quieter, and like the energy that's around is a lot quieter generally. So you do, and I also include certain topics that aren't always included, like Latin. And mental math is, I don't know if that's a really strong proponent in a school education, but a lot of history. We do a lot of history and an awful lot of reading. What is it?
Reading.
So you get to do your homeschooling in your bedroom, if you want, in your pajamas. Super cute bedroom, nice and bright, quiet, and with a cat or 2.
They get annoying, so not really, but sometimes.
Yeah.
Yep,
So tell me about one of your favorite academic subjects. Do you have one?
I don't know. I don't really like school very much, but math is pretty good when it's not a big struggle. I don't say that it's my favorite. I don't really know if I really have a favorite, but math can be fun. I do a science textbook, which is pretty interesting, and I really like that, but it can be a little bit hard to read because it's very thick and very condensed. Can I say that? Yeah, I guess condensed.
Do you want to share what it is and what you're learning in the last little while?
I don't know what it's called.
The Apologia.
Okay.
Physiology.
That's what it's
Anatomy.
called.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've been learning the systems. That's very interesting. History's pretty good. I do that with my dad sometimes, and I also read books about it. So yeah, I like to do that with my dad. He's pretty good at history.
Yeah, that is definitely his passion, and he's able to share that with you guys. This morning when we're doing some fun stuff, he's actually, he's a physician, so he is showing the kids how to do sutures.
On a backpack.
Yeah, not on a human, on a backpack with some really solid
My backpack broke, so we were fixing it. Well,
yeah.
Him.
Yeah, there's always these opportunities to fit in really interesting experiences into a day. But there's times where I wonder, I know the Vancouver Aquarium is coming for a visit into the school system, and wouldn't it be cool if my children could see some of that mobile.
Many times.
Yeah, some of what they present, and that would be kind of cool. But on the other hand, we've been there many times. That's right. That's true too.
I know everything there. There's nothing different than, we've seen penguins, and sometimes they change the exhibits, but yeah.
One of the freedoms that we have as homeschooling families is a little bit more time. And one of the things we've always encouraged the kids to do is to find jobs of some sort outside the home. So presently our 10-year-old is unemployed. But Rachel, how old were you when you first started a home or a job outside the home? 12? 13?
I think it was 12 or really late 11.
Yeah, maybe something like
My
that.
birthday's in June, so probably like May.
Yeah. So there's been all sorts of different kinds of jobs like TAing for dance, laundry type jobs. There's been bakery type jobs, food prep type jobs.
I don't do those.
No. Yeah. We do all sorts of things, but some of them fit into our actual day and some of them are outside of the home, but we have an opportunity to do that. One of the other things that I've always tried to do, which I find really challenging to fit into our days in town, is some sort of volunteer work. But you want to share some of the things that we've done as volunteers?
One that we've done quite a lot, I don't know about many others, but helping out the senior center, just volunteering there. We've definitely helped out with, what'd you call it? The Our Daily Bread thing.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what you want to call that, but
sharing
we've done
lunch.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, with people that need food on the
We've
streets.
Went to other countries and helped people up there.
Yeah, we have done that a couple of times. We've done a lot of traveling actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is definitely something that time opens up and then you have this opportunity to do a lot of traveling. Do you want to share some of the places that we've traveled to? What your experience of that was?
It was really fun. I really liked it. We've been to Africa a couple times, helped out there, gave people, I don't know, I was like 6 when we went there, but we've been there a couple times, and my dad's helped out in the hospital because they definitely need help there.
And you had a chance to actually join him doing rounds or going into the OR?
Oh, not very many times because I was quite young when we went. It was mainly my sisters who went there, but yeah.
You did too, actually. I remember an open abdominal surgery one of the times. No, there were two of us. But anyways, yeah, there's lots of opportunities that we've had, and also being able to sit with Dad in pediatrics while he was
yeah, I was there.
Yeah, treating kids with malaria. And we've had a lot of really neat experiences.
Treating kids from malaria.
Right.
Not with malaria, giving them malaria. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and then we've bookended those trips with European trips, and we've traveled around United States and Canada with his work. So we fit for about 7 years. We spent half the time, a third of the time, traveling different places, and that was definitely homeschooling that afforded us that opportunity to live in a variety of different places.
We definitely took more of a break now because me and my sister have a lot of extracurricular activities that we try to keep up on.
Yeah.
My brother does a couple, but not as much.
Yeah, and then our oldest daughter is actually presently in Mexico, is graduated high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've got all sorts of different experiences. I think different experiences that you guys have all had around the world, but you also get a very different home experience as you are in different ages and stages. Okay,
Yeah.
So I know that speaks to my freedom, some of the freedoms that I have, gives you some of your experiences, but tell me what other kinds of freedoms you think you have as a homeschooled kid. Your perceptions, not mine.
Get a bit, I actually don't have very much of a different lifestyle. I get a bit more of a break because it's a little bit more flexible. I do a dance class that I help TA on as well at 3 on Thursdays. That's a bit too much information. And I wouldn't be able to help out with that class if I wasn't homeschooled and my schedule wasn't as flexible. We get to do the Monday stuff. I can hang out with some people on certain days when I want to. Like last week I hung out with one of my friends on Friday, and I wouldn't have been able to do that if we both weren't homeschooled. So
yeah, that's a serious advantage during the day. Certainly for me, an advantage that I sometimes take for granted at this point because we've been homeschooling for long is that I get to actually spend time with you all the time, and I get to experience you all the time. Now, I bet, and as I ask you this question, that what I just said might also be a disadvantage.
Downfall.
Especially as a teenager.
No,
So,
not really.
Not really? Okay, tell me your restrictions or the things that you think are disadvantages as a homeschooled teen.
I don't know. I feel like I'm always at home, and that, well, actually no, but I'm at home a
Except for
lot.
when you're not.
I'm at home a good amount of the time, and that can be a little boring because our home is the exact same every single day. But yeah, so that's a disadvantage. A disadvantage would be, I don't know. I guess not hanging out with friends as much as you could. I definitely have a good amount of friends, but there's friends that I've seen from different things that I've done that I don't get to hang out with very much because of the school that I do. Mm-hmm. So yeah.
So you've had one sister that graduated from a public high school, and one sister that is presently homeschooling high school.
Yeah.
What do you see the differences are?
I don't know, because I wasn't at the public school, so I don't know.
Okay. Yes, that's true.
One is presently in Mexico and one's in Canada. I don't know.
Okay. Do you have a general bent towards what direction you would prefer to go?
I don't know.
We'll see. We'll play it by ear.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Technically, like, I do homeschooling of multiple different grades, so I am technically, I guess, like, I don't know. I'm in 8th grade and 9th grade and a bit of 10th grade in my science, so I'm like in all the grades. So I guess I could say I'm kind of already in it.
Yeah.
I am already in it. So I guess technically already homeschooling high school, but not really.
Anatomy and physiology, your textbook is for sure as challenging as was my physiology class in nursing school in university. Yeah,
it is pretty structured.
Yeah.
That's the science that we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, apology and knows how to make it academic. Yeah, and that is something actually that one of our daughters that's homeschooling high school is using is apology of science classes online, and they are excellent classes. Mm-hmm. So true, when you get asked what your grade is, do you just say grade 8?
No, it really depends because I do 3 different grades. If we're being all technical, I do a lot of different grades. I would say that my history is probably 9th grade because I do it with my dad and makes it a little bit more complicated. My math is probably 8th and 9th. Like there's like all of the different subjects that I do are completely different. Mm-hmm. I would say actually the majority of it isn't 8th grade.
No.
It's a lot higher than that. So if we were being all super technical, I guess I would be in 8th grade, but my skill level is at 9th. So, yeah.
And that's pure kind of guessing, not really having been tested.
No, I haven't been tested or whatever, but
whatever grades mean anyways.
Yeah. Like the level that I'm at is more of a higher level than I guess the average 13-year-old is. I don't know.
I think that right across Canada, there's a variety of different expectations of what is being shared with different grades, children in different grades. So it's hard to kind of gauge that. And we don't do any formal testing. We don't do any formal grading. But it was really actually fascinating for me at a certain point that y'all wanted to get tests and be graded when we were doing Latin last year.
I think that was because me and my sister did Latin a couple of years ago, or last year, and we wanted, well, technically 2017, so not really last year, but last school year. And we wanted to be able to see what we were at. Mm-hmm. To get more of a sense of where we were, but not necessarily that we wanted grades, just to be able to,
a gauge. Yeah, that's interesting. So we've actually done homeschooling in many different ways. Philosophies, we started very schooly with a specific room, with a bell, with every 15 minutes shifting from one subject to another, and everybody sitting around me. And that lasted 2 weeks. That wasn't a lot of fun. I remember radically shifting into unschooling and sitting our oldest daughter down in a Starbucks and saying, we're not doing school anymore, we're never doing anything formal. And then I remember picking up Charlotte Mason and thinking, oh, this is so clever. There's nature study and there's introducing all sorts of different topics, languages, and I can't remember everything, but everything you can think of in a classical education, but doing it in a much shorter, clipping kind of process. And then I've definitely focused in on the classical homeschooling. Madeline remembers being 8 years old and reading 2 or 3 pages of encyclopedias and having to rewrite for 2 or 3 pages what she had written or what she'd read. And she's our academic kid, and she remembers thinking, what am I doing? So I've gone up and down and all around, and you and Zach, I think, our youngest, who is 10, have, I think, the most ideal education throughout that time, because I loosened up and I realized that we could do things the way that it would work best for you. So for me, my experience of you, I don't try to lock you into certain kinds of academics or certain kinds of extracurriculars. I don't have a plan for you, how you're going to proceed through high school years or what you're going to do afterwards, what kind of academics you have to have other than math. But I'm watching, I'm curious where you're going and what you're going to do with it. You've got some really fascinating interests and real natural talents and things.
I don't know. I really don't know what I'm gonna do. I have a list of things I could do, but necessarily not all of them I would actually want to. I might want to be a doctor. Probably not. Kind of lost that hope. Like, I wanted to do that like a little while ago. Not as big into that anymore. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. So tell me about your homeschooled friends versus your non-homeschooled friends.
Well, I have a couple of both, a good amount of both. I have one friend who has changed to be a homeschooler, and she's pretty close to my age. Then I also have another friend who's a homeschooler. They're pretty close to my age. Yeah, anyways, I have a couple of friends from both sides. I wouldn't say that they're very different. They're pretty similar, so there's not too much of a difference between having them homeschooled. I guess with homeschools you can like hang out with them more often and be able to see them more. But yeah, they're pretty similar.
So are they all 13 years old?
No.
No.
Definitely not. No. A couple of the friends are a little older than me. The public school friends are older than me. They're not very that close to my age.
I have yet to find friends based on my age too. The older you get, the less you care about it. The less you think about it.
I remember when I was like 9, my sister, older sister, the one who's in Canada, she would always tell me that I could just still be friends with the people who were like 4, but I'm like, no, they're 4, I'm 9.
But interesting though, because you're very good with little kids. You have a real penchant for animals and children. And
animals get annoying.
when we have people over or we've mixed with families, because that's often a homeschool family experience, we definitely see everybody's comfortable with each other, and not every teenager wants to hang out with a 4-year-old.
Definitely not me. No.
Definitely don't want to spend 2 hours while mom's having coffee with the mom, playing Barbies again. But you do play very comfortably with younger children. You are a natural born babysitter, another job.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to give you my top 5 tips for homeschooling teenagers now that I'm homeschooling my 3rd teenager. First one is honor their sleep. They have different sleep cycles than when they were younger. Second is follow their interests. You can make an education pretty much out of any interest. You really can. You're not educating a school of 300. You're educating 4, 10, 2, 1 child. And frankly, you're not really educating them. You're just facilitating their education. So if you're facilitating their education, start with their interests. You want them to be engaged. Third one is listen to them. This is one of my words for this year, is to understand. Now I'm speaking from experience in not listening to them, because I have my ideas of how things should go. I'm firstborn type A. I am an idea person and motivated, self-motivated. So then I get my ideas and I think this is what we're going to do. And I don't always listen to what they need. Or maybe sometimes that they're too tired or they're feeling overwhelmed by something else going on and I'm not paying attention to that. Or even understanding why they're in conflict with another sibling. My goal this year is to understand. So listen to them. Another one is watch their curiosities. Don't assume that you're locking in to whatever that curiosity is. They may love YouTubing right now. They may, as in another daughter right now, is very interested in ballet. They may be very interested in history. They may be very interested in chess. Whatever their interests are, those are theirs right now. As much as my interest right now is actually diverse. As I said, I have many interests, but I love learning how to make homestead, handmade products. I don't know that I'm always going to want to make homemade, handmade products, and that is the same principle for our teenage kids too. What they're interested in now might not be what they're interested in a year. Because one child wants to go into medicine doesn't mean that they're going to want to go into medicine in 5 years. So just watch their curiosities. And last one, I have had my own experiences in this, and I've also been watching moms that go ahead of me, maybe 5, 10, 15, 20 years ahead experience. And I watch them quite anxious about the decisions that their teenagers make. I have most definitely been that mom. And in the end, they turn out and they're good, they're okay. And they had to have their story happen the way they have their story. They have to experience life the way they need to experience life. And it isn't always scripted like me or their dad would have them. But they're going to be okay, so you can be at ease. Thanks for sitting, for listening, and for being part of this really cool experience that I've had with my own teenage daughter. You're welcome to join me at capturingthecharmedlife.com or Rachel on her YouTube channel at rachel.christiana.
There's no dot, but yeah.
Okay.
There's no dot. Don't have the dot. You won't find me.
Or on the chat snap. Okay, Snapchat.
Bye.